Hi everyone, decided to do a short video for the Google Classroom thing because I just realized my 9th September is really packed. So here's the basic. When you go into classroom.google.com, there's a plus sign here which you can use to create your class. So you can put your class name, whatever you want it to appear as. Section number, you usually put that as CRN in order to differentiate it. And then you can press create to have the class created. Now once you create it, I'm going to show how it looks like from an instructor point of view and a student point of view. So from an instructor point of view, you have four things here: stream, classwork, people, and grades. Yeah, stream is it's kind of like Facebook. You can announce stuff. You can announce it to multiple classes. You can announce it to one student or a group of students, or if you have co-instructors, to your co-instructors. You can add Google Drive file. You can upload file. You can also add a link, or you can just add a YouTube video to sample announcement. And let's say I want to upload some file. Okay, I can browse and say I upload a file and I post it. Right. Also on this left window, you can see any work that's coming up that's due. And now switching over to the student perspective, it's going to say stream was updated, and I can press show, and it appears as an announcement. I can click any link or any attachment that is placed in there, and I can view it. That's the first tab here. The second tab is Classwork. This is where I put all my material and I organize them by week and exams or supplemental material, exploratory project, whatever topics you have. Now these, the upper level demarcation, these are called topics. So when you go to create, you can have topics, and one level below the topic is assignment, quiz assignment, question, material, and this really cool thing which is reuse post. So you can just reuse something that you've uploaded before by going in there, selecting the class, and from any of your previous classes and any of the material that you've had. So you can just go in there and reuse it. Then the two other things that I use: creating material. So when you create a material, you can give a title. You can add it to whatever topic you want to add it to. You can also select multiple classes. So if you have two or three sections of the same class, exactly same material, you don't have to keep posting it again and again. And again, you can attach things from the drive, upload a file, attach a video. You can add descriptions, title here. You can add Google Docs, slides, sheets, drawings, forms. Okay, now once this material is there, from the student perspective now, when I go into Classwork, I'm able to see this material. So this says view this assignment. There's nothing to submit in this one. I just look at the syllabus. That's the material. Then the second category is an assignment. When you create an assignment, again, you can do it for multiple classes. You can assign points, or you can make it ungraded. You may or may not have due dates. You may or may not add it to a topic. This check plagiarism is probably only for research, writing things. I've never used it for math. Rubric, I haven't used that either. So maybe if you can explore and find out how that works. Again, over here you can add instructions, you can add a file, upload a file, link, or a YouTube video, or even new items like documents, slides, sheets, drawings, forms, etc. And once you do that, the assign button activates and you can assign it. You can also schedule it. You can also save it as a draft. Once it's assigned, it's going to appear. This is now from the student perspective. It's going to appear like that with an instruction which says upload your worksheet solution as a single PDF file. And I can go to view assignment. When I go to view assignment from the student perspective, it's going to give me a due date. So, okay, let's say I want to change this due date. I go into editing this and I make this due on the end of September. I can also change the points if I want. Assignment has been edited from the student point of view. I refresh and it's due September 30 now. So they can upload a PDF, they can add or create, they can add documents here. However, for math, they could do that and take pictures and just put the pictures in the documents. They can also take pictures from their phone, make it a PDF, upload a file, and then once they've uploaded, well, this says resubmit because I've used this multiple times. It would just say submit. So it says turn in your work, and then the students turn in the work. They do have this option of unsubmit, but the history is saved, right? So as long as it's before deadline or something, they can always unsubmit, update their work, so you don't have to keep worrying about them sending multiple files. Now at the instructor end, once they submit, that would be the grades section, and it would say resubmitted. So I would know that they did resubmit. Or if it's late, it's going to say late. I can go to view submission. When I go to view submission, whatever they've uploaded is going to show up here. It's a little slow. So whatever they uploaded is going to show up here. And then you can look at it and you can grade it. You can add private comments. You can annotate with highlights. And if you're using an iPad or a tablet, you can also write on it. And when you write on it, it saves a copy with the same name with edited attached to it, so the students can view that and see your handwritten comments. You can also download it, print it if you want, and then once you're done, you just press return. When you press return, so let's say I update this grade and I make it 99 and I return it, it's going to say that the student will be notified. So once it's returned, on the student section, it's gonna, well, let me refresh. When I refresh from the student section, this is gonna go ahead and say 99, so they can view their scores. Oh, sorry, that was from my perspective. From the student's perspective also, they're able to see 99 out of 100. And then the last thing is people. In people, you can list instructors and students. Okay. Now here's a sample one. So what I do in my classes is I use this for announcements about office hours. Students can post announcements if they have anything. Not like they can just post. It's like a Facebook kind of structure. I can add links about assignments. Sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. Like these over here, students are responding. For classwork, I organize them by week. I include a week 0 for like a week before class, just things that they should look at. If you want to use Google Meet, you can use Google Meet as well. There's also a class drive folder that is automatically created. So if you go to the class drive folder, it's saved. Whatever you upload is in one location, and then it's also sorted by worksheet name. So if I go in worksheet 2, all submissions of worksheet 2 are going to be here. The only trouble here is the file name depends on, if they don't upload one file as instructed, then it's, it can be troublesome. Then you'll have to go by whoever uploaded it by the student name. So that's just so you have a copy of it somewhere, but of course it's easier to create it over here. That's pretty much it. So what I was thinking of doing is that it's going to create this Google Classroom for all of us. I'm naming it sharing group. I'll go ahead and I'll add randomly half of you as instructors, half of you as students, and then you can sort of explore whatever it looks like in each. So maybe for instructors, I'll add something like add an assignment and students can try to submit it, and then we can switch over the roles. And this might just also be a good place to share whatever each of us is doing. I'll also add a link to this video on over here, and if you have any questions that come up, that way you can just add them here as comments. And yeah, just to summarize, for me the pros is grading gets a little easier. I just like the organization here, and this website structure. I don't really like using Lolima. Cons is it's not automatically going to update your roster, so you have to, especially the beginning of the semester, you have to keep checking who dropped and who joined and making sure they are in there, because Lolima does that automatically. So there's a little bit of work like that. There's also no grade book. Like, there is a grade book structure, but you have to do some work when you're computing the final grades, like when you export all the grades. But for me, the pros outweigh these cons, and I really like using it. Hopefully that was helpful, and you should receive an email with an invite to this thing soon, and I'll also post the video there. Thanks everyone. Bye.